Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna keep it a stack, bro. I watched that Blade trailer offline, so we are not gonna give you a fresh reaction to it. It was late at night when the trailer notification popped up on my phone. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I was hanging out with my daughter and my girl. We was watching Rush Hour, absolute classic, sipping on some margaritas. And yeah, I was just like, I can make that video, but man, fuck that trailer reaction, bro. That's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you just don't give a damn, man. I said, fuck them views, damn that trailer. There'll be plenty more to come. I'm chilling tonight. So that's what it was, man. So in this video, we're just going to give you my thoughts on Blade's kit as a whole. And of course, we're going to generalize it. He hasn't released yet. We'll wait to save all the intricate details for when he actually releases. But there is some insightful information to be had from, or to be gained from this video. And I want to discuss a lot of those points without, discussing leaks or spoilers and any of that good stuff. Now, of course, I've been doing a lot of theory crafting, so I know how his numbers are going to be looking when it's all said and done and you have him to level 80. I've also considered a great number of variables with regards to his kit, and I just want to go over each one. Let's start off with taunt value significance. So his taunt value is 125, which is higher than like the Harmony characters. It's higher than most of the characters in the game apart from the tanks. Tanks have a higher value. They start at like 150. That's Japard, that's March 7th, and I don't know why I can't think of another tank right now, but yeah, Japard and March 7th both have 150 taunt value. Now this is actually a crucial component and variable to Blade's kit because his follow-up attack activates based off of how many times he gets hit or how many times his health drains by him or the enemy, kind of the same thing, like semantics. So his DPS can increase if he's getting hit more often. So off rip, it already tells me you do not want to build this man next to tanks. He has a horrible tank synergy because if the tanks are soaking up and taking up all the individual hits that aren't AoE, where they're getting in the way of Blade's damage. So off rip, I'm already thinking he needs to stay far away from Japard. But I'm in a bit of a conundrum here with March 7th because March 7th has a skill that can put a shield on him and increases aggro. So I'm like, ooh, she might be a good synergy for him. But at the same time, March 7th has 150 taunt value. So although she's increasing his aggro, her being on a team increases chances of her being hit as well. So my thought pattern is maybe March 7th could work, maybe. But what I do know for an absolute fact is putting him on a team of individuals with lower taunt value is going to be a net positive for his damage because it's going to increase his chances of getting hit. Full disclosure, you probably hear my girl and my daughter in the background because I damn sure can hear them. Yeah, life of the family, man, they partying it up. Back to what I was saying though. Taunt value significance is huge on him. It's going to increase his DPS 125. So I recommend people like Su Shang and Danny Boy. Danny Boy and Su Shang have 75 taunt value, which is actually really low. And then when they drop below 50% health, their taunt value goes even lower, which increases the chances of somebody like Blade getting popped on the head. So I'm not saying those are the only options. I'm just saying those are synergies just from taunt value significance alone. That's actually huge. So it's worth considering that. But ideally, in case you're wondering, team compositions for me for Blade are definitely going to be somebody like Bronya or Tingyun or even Yukong. Honestly, all three of them have some synergy potential. Bronya seems to be a high value. And then the other two characters are going to be a healer such as Bailu or Lorcha. And then it's going to be either a supportive DPS or even double up on the buffs and throw in another Harmony character. So that's the compositions I'm thinking right now for my boy. Let's go ahead and go into the next component. Follow-up attack AoE versus basic and ult AoE. So his basic and ult is he has an enhanced basic attack and then he has his ultimate. They're AoE adjacent, which means one target gets hit with a massive amount of damage and then the adjacent targets get like a third of the damage of the single target. Those are the enhanced basic attack and the ultimate. So the thing I like about his follow-up attack is it's pure AoE, meaning everybody gets hit with the same amount of damage. Now the follow-up attack is about as strong as his single enhanced basic attack damage, if that makes sense. Which is actually crazy. That means his AoE potential is top fucking shelf. It's top tier, bro. It's sitting up there with the goddamn Don Julio tequila. Sitting up there with the Rocks tequila. That's huge because that means you can provide an immense amount of value on teams just from an AoE standpoint when you're trying to clear like 5 ads off the screen. Which, speaking of which, HP percent is going to be a very strong main stat for him. It's going to be way better than crit rate and crit damage. I'll tell you that right now. Obviously, when he releases, I'll give a full guide on how to build him appropriately, but HP is a very strong option for him just because it increases his survivability and it also increases his damage. And since he's somebody that's going to be draining his own health as well as getting hit, when he's pretty much going to be at like a 50% ballpark healing mark a lot of the time. So half of his health is going to be around 3,000 damage, which is pretty regular when he's taken away from his own health. That's why you definitely want to get him up to like 6k to 7k HP. Now, the next thing I want to talk about and keep on you guys' minds is, should a character come around the corner that can increase somebody's aggro, that is going to be an immense value for somebody like Blade. So I will be on a lookout for a character like that, because I'm really looking forward to playing with Blade. He's going to be one of my main characters as well. And should somebody come around the corner that also just takes health away from your team, that's going to be another huge synergy for Blade. So I feel like he's missing some pieces to the puzzle to really make him amazing. Now, do not misunderstand me, because the way this community thinks on a number of topics is so cringe. Like, for example, right now I'm talking as if I'm telling you he's got some weaknesses. There's people out there who will automatically associate that with, oh, he's garbage. No, that's not the fuck I'm saying, bro. What I'm saying is he's missing some pieces to really bring out his true potential. Now, he's not broken in my book, but he is a damn good DPS with a lot of potential. But that's the thing. Just because I'm saying he's not broken doesn't mean he's trash. That's what I'm telling you. This community, they'll be like, oh, he's not broken, then he sucks. Yeah, he sucks. Skip him. He's skip. Easy skip, dude. Bro, nah, fam. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is he's not like broken as in Silverwolf, but he has the potential to be incredibly strong. Now, I do think he's going to be a top tier contender for the meta, right? But that's what I hold broken on a higher standard. Like, Silverwolf is fucking cracked. But Blade, I think his real value lies in the fact that he's very skill point friendly. He does not waste any skill points. He's like literally +2 skill point positive, because he just auto attacks after using 1-up skill point from a skill. And then you can also pair him up with another supportive DPS, and he's not hogging up the damn field for the skill point efficiency. So that's a big positive. But he's also able to stand alone DPS. You can put Bronya and Ting Yun on the same damn team, and my man will pop off as a standalone DPS as well. I love variety in character design such as that. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is, do you feel like you need Lorcha in order to pull for Blade? Absolutely not. You do not need Lorcha. I ideally wanted to not pick up Lorcha, whether you fuckers want to believe me or not. After my pull video, I didn't want him, but I got him, and I'm glad I do have him, because he's really good with Blade. But Bailu is actually incredibly amazing with Blade. Her healing is phenomenal. If he gets hit by the enemy, he just heals it back with her ult, and then she has a passive that increases his HP by 10%. So she's a banger synergistic value with Blade. I don't know if you guys knew that, but she is. So if you don't have Lorcha, but you do have Bailu, you're ready to rock and roll. Also, speaking of HP, his HP scaling is like through the goddamn roof. And based off of the mathematics I've already done, attack percent is actually incredibly mid on him. Now, of course, if he gets attack percent from everybody else, cool. But the percentage on the mathematical formula for building attack percent on him, the multiplier is incredibly small. Think of it just like this. Think of a multiplier being 40% for the attack, and then think of the HP multiplier being damn near triple that. It might even be triple that. Triple the scaling on the multiplier for HP, and only 40%, or only a third of that with attack percent. So attack percent can bring some value, but it's very minuscule in comparison to HP scaling on him. His HP scaling takes his damage through the roof and increases his survivability. It's literally a W. So that's worth considering as well. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is his single target damage. His single target damage is not meta breaking. And I think that makes perfect sense, because his AoE is just so damn good that if his single target damage was doing what Seela was doing, or what Jingyuen's like Stan was doing, that would be broken. That really would. So his single target damage is a notch under Jingyuen and Seela, but it's still good enough for him to pop off and do his AoE thing. So with highlighting that in mind, I think he's really going to shine with another DPS, like the most. He's going to be a banger unit that you can throw on a team, and he's going to do some great DPS. So the person or support unit you probably want to use him with is really going to be somebody like Bronya and Yukong, who buffs the entire team and not just one individual, because you want him to be buffed as well, right? Now, if you do him a standalone DPS, I'm really thinking Ting Yun, because Ting Yun is going to buff the hell out of him, but her energy recharge is so goddamn broken that it will allow him to not have to run an energy recharge rope and instead go for even more HP, which is an indirect buff. That's what I mean. So she's buffing him literally, and then she's buffing him indirectly by not making him run an energy recharge rope, because he's gonna have to pretty much run that energy recharge rope if he's getting ran with other units that aren't battering him the way Ting Yun is. But all in all, I think my boy Blade is literally an S tier unit, and I think he will age with fine wine the minute they start dropping units that are taking health away from other units and are increasing aggro value. If they increase this man's aggro, if they ever drop a unit that increases this man's aggro value, he might be like incredibly broken, because his follow-up attack is just going to keep triggering every time people attack him, which is crazy. But those are my thoughts. I didn't want to dive in it too deeply. We'll save the rest of the in-depth analysis and all the meticulous, like, you know, details of his kit. We'll save that for when he releases, which I believe is in like 5 days or so. Anyways, man, peace, love, and happiness, guys. I hope I brought y'all some value. Take care, and I'll catch you on the flip side.